Staying with us, the report has it that most of those who are presently teachers found themselves in the field because there was nothing else for them to do. According to reports, many Nigerian teachers are not valued because they're underpaid and amongst many other things. Joining us on the show to discuss the challenges affecting Nigerian teachers is the teacher himself and also a president, Lead Inspire Network, Mr. Oluwaseyi Anifowoshi. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good to have you on.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here this morning.
So teachers have complained that they're underpaid, but is that the only issue they are having right now?
Well, the issue is quite enormous as far as I'm concerned. You know, I've been taught for a number of years, 10 years now. I've been teaching for 10 years. And I've discovered that there is so much more to do about the teaching profession. It hurts me that the profession that is supposed to be up here, the profession that is supposed to be the most exalted, the only profession that produces every other profession is treated with levity. You know, so it's so bad. You know, a philosopher, Confucius, he said that if a plan is for 1 year, plant rice. If your plan is for 10 years, plant trees. But if your plan is for 100 years, educate the children. You know, of course, the popular Nelson Mandela, he said that education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. So it's simple. You cannot talk of changing the world without education. You cannot talk of national development without education. And at the very core of education are the teachers. The Nigerian National Policy and Education says that no educational system can rise above the quality of its teachers.
Hey!
You know,
so we can't land here.
Saharan said in 2009, he said that nations are built by its citizens, and then citizens are molded by teachers.
So we see the importance of teachers, obviously.
So the point is, this is it. This is where to start. Right. This is where to start. There is this disservice that we do to ourselves as teachers. Teachers think that our job is just to make students pass exam. I've been teaching for a number of years. I presented students for external exams. The least thing you can do as a teacher is to make students pass the exam. I said it in one of my videos, because I make videos for teachers. I said, see, you are not a teacher because you teach math or because you teach English or geography. You are a teacher because you possess the capacity to illuminate the mind, inspire change, and transform generations. So that's how it starts. That's how it starts from understanding the teacher personality.
We understand that very clearly, obviously. Teachers are extremely important. And I know that I'm working on a project that has to do with education, and teachers obviously are the focal point of this project. Okay. And one of the things we found is that the methods the teachers are adopting today, it's not like it's not as though that our teachers are not educated or they don't have the requisite knowledge to educate. Okay. It's the method in which they're using, number one. The fact that many of them actually do not teach. They don't have, the hours they use in the classrooms are limited. Many of them actually just go to school, write on the board, and disappear. And the children copy down notes and get their assignment. That's it. They're not really teaching. So, yes, we agree the importance of teachers, but are we going to give the responsibility, some responsibility of this performance of teachers to the teachers themselves? They also should adopt modern technology, modern methodology to teach the children too, don't you think?
Yes, that's why I said I had to start with the fact that for us to, we can begin to cast aspersions on other people, right, and to talk about what other people are not doing to us. Yes. We have to first of all talk about what we need to do to ourselves.
Exactly.
And that has to do with how teachers possessing the competence that we need.
Right.
Trust me, I had to travel sometimes 2017 for my PhD, and then it took more than 5-6 months to get a replacement for me in my office. Are we saying that we don't have people that are looking for jobs? We do have, but we don't have people that are competent enough to do the job in the classroom.
Okay, so
that's what we're saying.
I share your passion, you know, because I spoke about this exact topic at BC's Nurturing the Nurturer event, which is an event for teachers. And I spoke about the fact that teachers should understand that their job is beyond just teaching. It's about transforming lives. But when we go to the College of Education, the kind of people they are churning out are not the kind of people you would want to teach your children.
Of course.
When we see people that apply to be teachers, they do it as a last resort because they didn't get jobs everywhere else. So how do we make the teaching profession interesting and attractive to people?
That's the thing. That's where we need to start from. We, you know,
is it about money?
It's not about money. This is what I see. Money does not deliver value. Value delivers money to you, and so it's not about money. And so, see, we need to make the teaching profession attractive, and you know, corporate organizations need to invest into teaching. Like I said the other time, see, I see teachers as the custodians of the future. So when you invest into education, what you're doing is you are investing into the future. Unfortunately, what we have in Nigeria is we have organizations, individuals invest into, I don't have anything against reality shows, but, you know, someone goes home with over 60 million, and then education events, what do we get?
100,000.
5,000 bucks, you know. And so we need to invest. Corporate organizations need to invest, support. For instance, one of the projects that I have is to organize highly rewarding competitions for teachers, where not just one teacher, 2, 3 teachers go home with brand new cars. Not just 5 million, 10 million. That's how to start.
Encourage them.
Encourage the teaching.
I'm shaking on my seat because I share your passion, you know. But then I was talking to a couple of teachers.
Okay.
And I realized that it's not because they are not passionate. It's not because they don't know what to do. But there's no enabling environment for them to flourish. Now, you go to a training. I did a training for teachers, teaching them the 21st century teaching methods that can be used in the classrooms. They learned a lot of those things. But most of them told me that they are going back to their schools where their curriculum is different. Yes. They will not be given the opportunity to practice what they've learned in that training in those schools. The schools that allow you practice are schools in that realm that have a lot of money. They pay their teachers well. So the disparity is so much. How do you think the government, let's go to government schools, that's where my heart really is for the children. How do you think the government can equip the schools, can reward the teachers, you know, commensurate to what they are putting in to make it attractive for them?
You see, we, you know, just like you said, when teachers go out for trainings and for conferences, they are not able to implement most of the things that they have learned. And so that's the challenge. And so just like you said, you actually answered the question. Government, they need to decisively and intentionally invest into education. So you can, if you teach today's children, as you taught yesterday's, you rob them of the future. And so what do we see in most government schools? Some of the government schools don't even have chairs to sit, not to talk of projectors or TV. You know, so how does a teacher handle a class where it doesn't even have enough resources to do what it needs to do?
Exactly. Let me come to Nima for a second.
So government can't do it all, and that's the reality that has just hit us in Nigeria. America will say, don't say what your country can do for you, what can you do for your country? So at this point now, what exactly can we do? And I'm not going to start with teachers, but the teaching colleges are the most disrespected level of higher institutions in Nigeria. Okay. That's what I see, because I live close to one there. Now, what do you do? Go into those places to talk to, do you as a body talk to young would-be teachers studying in those colleges of education, trying to give them a different perspective or you know, opinion, or better their mindset about teaching as a profession? That because most of them end up in those colleges because, of course, JAM did not jam them well. They didn't get the law courses that they wanted to do. Well, it's possible to turn around that mindset and help them see that profession as something laudable to do. What are you doing as a body to, you know, to reach from that level? Okay, so we, that's why I started with the fact that the change that we need begins with the teacher himself or herself.
And so what we do is to organize basically two things. We organize conferences and then we organize competitions. And so the conferences are geared towards changing the mindset of the teachers, and not just the practicing teachers, but students that are going to be teachers. When you go to the universities, when you go to the colleges of education, you discover that those that are in the faculty of education, when you see them, you can practically liken them to the teachers you see outside. You know, they have this low self-esteem. They're not happy. In fact, you know, and the reason they're actually in the faculty of education is because they wanted a different course. They didn't get it, and so they had to tell them to come to this.
Let me share with you. Let me share with you something that I know from Edo State, because I know Governor Baseki actually implemented a project called Edo Best, and what they did was equip all the teachers. They trained all the teachers. The teachers in Edo State have been encouraged, they've been empowered with tools. They have a pad, a tablet they use. Every single teacher has a tablet they use. All their curriculum, all their exercises are in those tabs. And when not appointment, the format appointment.
Have you seen the appointment before?
Did you ever see for the children? But these are teaching enablers. They help so every teacher doesn't have to even use lesson notes like before. Everything is in the tab. They don't need to be charged every single day. They charge us once a week. And the teacher use them. Then the head teachers can monitor what the teacher is teaching at every point in time. So they're ensuring that teaching is actually going on in each of the classrooms. Because what we found in public schools is that teachers don't actually teach. They go there, do what they have to do, and leave. Or go tell the children to pluck a goosey. So with those monitors, so I know that Governor Baseki in Edo State has done that, and Lagos State government
and even Empower has done that. Empower did that. All their teachers have that same tablet.
Exactly, and Lagos State is replicating that same project, which they're working on right now. And I know that Lagos State plans to hire about 5,000 teachers in the next few months.
2,000.
So, this brings me to the, you mentioned competence when you started your talk. And when the JAMB scores came out, it was painful because with 100, you can get into the colleges of education. So somebody who has the lowest can teach your children. Where do we start from in that regard? Are they supposed to be like the ones to have the 260 and the 280 to be able to get into that profession? So we are the ones belittling that profession.
That's the thing. You say, we make the teaching profession the weakest because of that system. If the students with the highest scores, they go to the universities.
Study medicine.
Followed by those, the next one, they go to the polytechnics, and then the ones with the lowest scores. And so we need to change the order. That's the thing. We need to change the order. If you want the best in education, then get the best.
Right.
If you want of course, that's why most departments they have cutoff. If you do not meet the cutoff, they don't admit you into their faculty or their department. So why do we take those that are not admitted into a department and we give them to education department? Exactly. What are you saying?
So that's definitely something we need to do. I know in Finland, teachers are like one of the most prestigious workers in that country, where they are respected and they are people that are actually totally adored. So I understand your passion, I understand the issues you're having, but I'd like you to leave us with a final word on what you think government should do to encourage teachers to continue teaching.
It's basic. Government should invest into education. I'm sure we don't need to start a debate about the present budget by the president. It's less than 10%. And so we must make we must be decisive about what we do with education. The government must invest, like I said the other time. An investment into education is an investment into the future.
All right, thank you very much. I'd like to add a little to that, because what I have found is that there's been so many interventions on education. A lot, like Empower, many World Bank initiatives have come. But when they come, they go, and we go right back to status quo. So aside from equipping our teachers and training our teachers, we also need to change the mindset and thinking of the handlers.
Yes, continuity.
So that there's continuity on these initiatives, because you can do so much and yet it does like nothing happen. On that note, we're going to break now. And we come back, we discuss agriculture. Stay with us, we'll be right back.